Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television, radio, and podcast talk show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zone. As I get to ride home with you in the afternoon, it's always so much fun. You can find us on television. That's Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can also find us on television close to Huntsville, Alabama, channel 182 on Charter Communications. You can find us podcast also. That's on the newscasters.com. And don't forget the radio. We are on the biggest radio station in South Carolina. It's the biggest country radio station. They play my stuff like from the 70s, Alabama, Feels So Right, and stuff like that. So they really are a big station out there. But thank you so much for watching and listening any way you possibly can. And I'll have to tell you, Rob can tell you, my heart flutters when I get emails from you. I mean, I love getting your emails. Donna at donnasedge.com, Donna at donnasedge.com. I've got the chief cook bottle washer with me right now. His name is Rob Patz, and he is with Abundant Television. And I know that Abundant Television has a big audience because at first it was just like people from Alabama and then like Texas and then, like that. And now it's like I'm getting emails from people all over the place. So you guys you're on it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Donna, it's good to be with you again.
Oh, it's always good to be with you too. I got to start out doing like this, the Mary Tyler Moore thing. Oh, Rob.
Yeah. Yes. I remember that from reruns, not the first time around. I'm feeling old, but not quite that old.
Well, I'm old. I remember when it was live. I mean, these shows looked at, and I loved Mary Tyler Moore. It was just like, I think that's why I got into the industry I'm in. I just thought it was so cool that she got to do what she wanted to do,
She was cool. And that whole show and her and Dick Van Dyke. And, you think how old Dick Van Dyke is now. He celebrated his 100th birthday.
He's another one who doesn't act like it either. He's still young.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I liked him on what was that show he did after that? Diagnosis Murder.
Yeah. I like those murder mysteries.
Oh yeah, me too.
That was so cool. Let's talk about Abundant Television. No, because you're a successful businessman. You own other businesses as well. But what gave you the idea for Abundant Television?
Abundant TV kind of came out of a situation. I was meeting with clients for one of my other companies. We do media consulting, and one of the clients said, "Rob, you got to get into this whole it's called OTT, which is basically app-driven television." Mm-hmm. And I went, okay. I don't really know what that is, and they were like, "It's Roku, it's all these things. You just need to check it out." And I went, okay, I can do that. So I started doing the research, and this was before Kristen and I were married. And I sent her, I set up all this stuff that made it to make sense. And I asked her, I said, "Hey, honey, I think we should start a Christian television network." And she said, "Yes, and we need to do it now." So we started the process, and we actually signed on the air May 5th of, it'd be 5 years coming up. No, 4 years, excuse me. 4 years coming up. I can't do math, obviously. Be 4 years this May 5th. There was a 5 in there. It just didn't have the right stuff. So
it's so, because it's been such a fun ride. It does not feel like 4 years.
No, it doesn't. And you've been a part of it almost right since the start. I think like week 2 of us being on the air, week 2 or 3. It was very soon. And we just really, when you're doing something you really like, and we really love doing this, it is so easy. And if I could tell people, find things in life that are your passion, and you'll never feel like you're working. And I always feel that people kind of say that and don't really mean it, but it really is the case. Like with Abundant TV, getting a chance to do this has been so humbling, and I'm so thankful for it, because it's getting to bring great programming like Donna's show and like so many other programs that are on the network to people and to light to where people find them.
Yeah, they do. How many shows are on currently, Abundant TV?
How many shows? We have in-house production, 10 shows. There are about 47 programs that, because we're 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. So there are about 47 programs, but 10 are originals, things that are produced in-house.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting, though, how things came together, because I knew you from radio. Yeah. And so let's talk about how you actually started. I know were you 6 weeks old or something like that when you started?
I was very young. It's 27 years ago. Actually in October will be 27 years ago, or no, 28 years ago. I'm sorry. That I started. I got in Christian radio in Seattle. Did that and really fell in love with broadcasting. My background is my dad had been a pastor and had been also on radio. So I knew all of that stuff. I'd gotten a chance to be around since I was a little kid. There's a picture of me at 5 years old with headphones on with him at the studio when he was recording his ministry stuff. And so I grew up around it. And it grew from there. I was between my sophomore and junior year of college and had kind of decided I was going to go someplace and then backed out of that place. And so I was without a school for fall quarter. And my aunt and my mom took me to lunch. And when they did, they said, "Hey, listen, there's a job at the radio station your dad records at. Why don't you go apply?" I did. And I started working in October of that year. I was terrible. I was really, really bad, but I wanted to learn, and I believed fully in the idea of radio, and I loved the communicating side of radio, and got a chance to do that, and grew. And Donna, I was one of those people that I devoured it. Like when I got the bug, I wanted to be there all the time. So they were paying me for 2 days a week. And I was there every day. I 7 days a week. I loved it so much. And it was really, I felt like where God was calling me. I actually did not go back to school. I had to talk my parents into letting me not go back to school at that time if I promised I would go back to school later. Mm-hmm. And so I did. And they let me, and I fell in love with broadcasting and just the whole side of it. And then fast forward 6 years later, we launched the company that is Coastal Media, which is our parent company that it does own Abundant TV. But and I started helping other ministries get on television and radio, and that was really my go-to point.
I got to ask you a question. So, were you born with a radio voice, or was that something you developed?
No, I wasn't. Well, I was. Once I hit a certain age where your voice changes, yes, my voice was already before I was ever in radio. Uh-huh. But up to that point, no, it was definitely not. The interesting story, and I got a chance to share this last month, and it's a story I don't tell very often. But for my Christmas, I was 5 years old that Christmas. My mom and dad got me, and if you're not a radio person, this is not going to matter to you, but got a Marantz mobile cassette recorder and a Shure microphone. Those were my gift that year, and I went around and interviewed everybody in the family. So that was probably would have been a hint that this was something I was going to get into, but that's why I asked for.
Well, is there something about the TV industry, though, that most people just don't realize? A lot of folks just say, like my brother, for instance, "Well, you got it made in the shade. All you do is show up for a show every once in a while." I mean, that's what he thinks I do. He doesn't realize their preparations and stuff like that that are available. Oh,
completely. And for television, I think everybody has that kind of the illusion that's been created that everyone in television makes a lot of money is so not true. Definitely not. And it's a lot of work. Every day there's constant to do. Kristen and I do a 30-minute weekly show every Tuesday night. You can watch it on the network. People don't realize that though it's only 30 minutes long, that the work time involved in that 30-minute show can be hours, can be 10 to 12 hours, easy.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
Show people say, well, you just get out there and just cook and go gardening stuff and all this kind of, but there are things you have to put together, and it takes gardening twice as long to do because I'm also recording while I'm out there. So,
yeah.
So,
like when we do cooking shows, Donna, those shows take forever. Those are the hardest ones. Yeah, it's fun to do, but I always dread it because it's so much work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that part. But then the rest of it is just like, I mean, it really is fun. Yeah. Well, let me ask you, because I know Abundant Television has grown so fast. Is it grown as fast as you thought it would? Are you surprised?
Well, it's grown way faster. Yeah, way faster than I ever imagined. I remember, and Kristen tells the story because we're coming up. May 5th is our anniversary, and Kristen tells the story of the next day. So we went live at 6 p.m. on the 5th. And Kristen tells the story about the next day. And we were super excited because 700 people had watched. And that was good numbers. But as she puts it, when she talks about it, it's a real thing. And I'm like, yeah, baby, it's a real network. And of course, we've grown from that to within a couple of weeks to 10,000. And now, this is always one of the things that I always try to clarify for people. We average about 400,000 people a day. That doesn't mean they all come to watch every show. They'll open up the app and they may want to watch something from our sports section, or but a lot of times they watch the live network too.
Absolutely. Rob, we have to go into a commercial break. Half the show is already over. Let's go to a break, and we're going to be right back in just a minute. I'm going to try to tangle him up with some questions when we come back.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you.
You know, finding the right home isn't just about bedrooms and square footage. It's about comfort, security, and the feeling you get the moment you walk through the door. That's why so many families across Greenwood and the Lakelands area trust Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams. And I'll tell you from personal experience, Jenny was my realtor, and she truly cares about her clients. Jenny takes the time to listen, to understand what matters most, and to guide you every step of the way, whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, or ready to sell. Because this isn't just a transaction, it's your life. With local knowledge, personal care, and a commitment to getting it right, Jenny Ferguson makes the process simple and even enjoyable. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, now's the time to make your move. Call Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams in Greenwood today and take the next step toward a place you'll truly love coming home to. Good afternoon, Sunshine. Medical Minute brought to you by Dr. Chuck with Lakeland's Chiropractic, where an ounce of prevention is worth what? A pound of cure. So what is the Beamer? Okay, now the Beamer uses very gentle pulse to electromagnetic signals. This will stimulate healthy muscles and it supports the temporary blood flow. Now let's talk Beamer and circulation support. Now the Beamer gently supports natural circulation in healthy muscles. Now that's what I call natural health. Thank you so much for watching Your Medical Minute, brought to you by Dr. Chuck. You know who he's with. He's with Lakeland's Chiropractic, where an ounce of prevention is worth what? A pound of cure. I hope you have a super duper awesome rest of the afternoon. You take care. Shine your style at Kiss My Glass right here in the Anderson Mall. There's a place where style meets sparkle. At Kiss My Glass, every piece is handcrafted, custom designed, and made to shine just like you. Owner Beth Gibson brings creativity to life with stunning custom tumblers, gifts, and one-of-a-kind pieces you won't find anywhere else. Look for the perfect gift or something uniquely you, from bold and glamorous to simple and elegant. There's something for every style, so stop by, get inspired, and leave with something unforgettable. Kiss My Glass inside the Anderson Mall, Anderson, South Carolina, where your sparkle begins. Be sure to check out Kiss My Glass on Facebook for updates and specials and gift ideas. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television, Radio, and Podcast Talk Show. I've got Rob Patz with me right now. I'm just so glad to be in your presence, Rob. Thank you so much for letting me be part of Abundant Television. Really, Abundant Television has really elevated my show going another way, because before the show was like a local show. I mean, I was just, Northeast.
Oh, it was never local.
Yeah,
it was always great.
And the Facebook Live and stuff like that. But I went to another elevation once you allowed me to be part of Abundant Television, and I don't thank you enough for that. Thank you so much for that. I know you're looking for a punchline. This is one time I'm serious.
Oh, well, we appreciate you, Donna, and we couldn't have done what we've done without you.
You've done well. You have the Southern English person right here that people get a count of, and I'm sure that probably helps. So let me ask you this, because a lot of folks, they say, well, I don't know. It's hard to run a business when you're a Christian. It's hard to get one off the ground, blah, blah, blah. Tell us how your faith has influenced you as a business owner.
Oh, that's a great question. For us, my faith is so important. I think that you have to live out your faith daily in your workplace. I love surrounding myself with other Christian business owners who will tell you the same thing. You have to live your faith out. You have to let people know. And that doesn't mean that you're going to sit there and, have quote scriptures to people that aren't prepared for you to do that. That doesn't mean that you might not do that. But at the same time, it's just being an example. I think the biggest thing that I've learned in the time that I have been in business is live as an example. Live as somebody that, when they question it, that they're not shocked that you're a Christian. Worst thing that can happen is if you say, well, yeah, I go to church, and they look at you like, really? Yeah. So you don't want that, but you just want to live. And I think that's one thing that we really try to do with Coastal Media is all of our team live like your faith is important, because some of it, there's a percentage of our clients that aren't Christians, but they know the success we've had on television and radio, and so they want that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a great audience. So let me ask you another question. This is going to be a funny question here, and I know my show is odd, but let me tell us about a show that you never would have thought you would have produced, but it just popped out. It's really popular. I'm thinking of one right now.
Well, I know the one you're thinking of, because I'm thinking of it too. It's the pro wrestling, the Christian pro wrestling on our network. EPW, which is the show that, and Kyle is the guy that runs that. Man, their fire is amazing, and their audience is amazing. They have great audiences every week. And if you like professional wrestling, and a lot of people do, I grew up around it. That is a great show. It's on every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And they do a great job, and they produce a great show. And so we're excited that they're part of the network exclusively. The only place you can find them is on Abundant TV. And if you like pro wrestling, especially if you like the more independent pro wrestling, they do an excellent job. Is that the one you were thinking of?
That's exactly the one I was thinking of. And what I like about it is it's family friendly. There are some places I would not take kids, not to a wrestling event, but
No, oh no, definitely not.
and I'll tell you, I think they're on it. They remind me of the Cowboy Church. You know, I've always been big into the Cowboy Church, and because these churches, these type events attract people that a church necessarily wouldn't attract. You know, and so and it's not like all in your face or anything like that. It's kind of subtle, but you never know what seed you've planted, and these guys have planted a lot of good seeds.
Amen. I love that. You got another show that does really great on the network, and you have him on is Jody Powell. Falls Count Anywhere. Another, and it ties into the wrestling thing as he talks about wrestling and about his faith, and it's just an awesome show.
Now you guys have a lot of variety shows, and I really like the ones that complement men, the shows that complement women. So let's talk about a few of those. You got a lot of ladies like the common sense approach to The View. Okay.
Yes. Well, and that's kind of the idea. The show's called Salted. It's on throughout the month. And it got a great team of people that do that show. And that's our female show. And then we do a male show, which Jody's actually a part of also. And that's called Men Like Us. And they had a really great episode this month about anger. And as men, how do we deal with anger? And as Christians, how do we deal with it? And it was really good.
Oh, I take away something, and I get to interview a lot of the folks who have shows on Abundant Television, and I always learn something from them. You know, and it's so good to react with them and just, find out how they do it and why they do it. You know, and most of I almost get the same thing. It's like it feels like the right thing to do.
I love that. I love the thing that I love doing is creating new content that people really like to see. And that's what's always exciting. And so we've really been able to, like with both of those shows, really have hit a nerve with what needs to be talked about in Christian television that sometimes isn't.
Well, I'm glad to see that. But there's a singer I know, and she has written, I don't know how many songs. They're all really good ones. But there was one that she wrote that I just really fell in love with. I mean, I just, you can just rock with this song. And so I mentioned to her, I said, I know a guy who owns a country station. And I said, I think you need to let him play that song. I said, I think it would be a hit. I really do. She wouldn't let him do it. And I said, why wouldn't you let him do it? She said, that's on a secular station. And I said, let me tell you something. I said that there could be some guy or female who's at a bar somewhere. They're probably not going to be listening to a Southern gospel station. They're probably going to have another kind of alternative music in the bar. And I said, but your song could be playing, and it could be the song that prevents somebody from committing suicide or from making a dumb mistake. We all make mistakes. And I get her to see it that way. But I'm glad and especially on the wrestling thing, I just think it's the thing. I'm a huge supporter of that. Everything you got, but I'm a super supporter of that one. I'm just like,
we love it too. And the people that watch every week, they love it. We get notes about it all the time. So that to me, that's the reason why we do this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So let me ask you another question. So because I know you guys are growing like leaps and bounds. You've got technology, AI, all these things are happening. And I know you're going to take advantage of all these because you're a smart businessman. But what do you see next for Abundant Television?
Oh, wow. We just want to continue to grow. We're working on some stuff. We have some new platform things that are coming probably July of this year. You'll have to have me on again. Before then, we can talk about it. I don't want to talk about it yet. It's not ready. So I don't want people to go look for it and then go, well, that doesn't work, because it's not quite ready yet. But when it is, we'll talk about it. And yes, you're right. It's evolving. AI is interesting when it comes to broadcasting and what it can do. We enjoy looking at it. We're not sure how it fits in television yet, and I don't think anybody does.
It's a frontier, and I
yes,
think
it is.
Anything else? I remember when I got started in the cell phone business, and so I had an uncle who was just like making fun. Oh, that's not going to work. That's some new fangle whatever, and he won't be caught dead without his phone. He's got to have it. But you just jump on those things when they happen, and the first one who jumps on that train usually winds up. with everything. When Facebook Live came out, you and I were taking advantage of it. And other broadcasters were like, what are you trying to put everybody out of business? And it's like, no, I'm just adding it on to what I do. So sometimes it's just.
Those are the days, man. I miss Facebook Live in the old days. That was amazing.
Yeah. Boy, did I stumble a lot on that one. That was something else. You never knew what the equipment was going to do. You remember some of those?
Well, that was, half of the problem was the equipment or Facebook, both of them knocking you off. So, yes, not you, just me.
You get back on it again. We're here.
Yes, exactly.
Quite what to do. But apparently we jumped on it. And so it worked out for both of us. So, are you looking for other TV talk show hosts to come on board with you? And what are you looking for exactly?
We're always looking for people that are interested in really doing something, because Donna will tell you this is hard. This is not easy. This is work. But we're always looking. And I think that's what makes it fun. I had a chance the other day to talk to somebody who has the gifting for it, but I'm not sure has the ability to do the work, because you can be gifted at it, but there's work involved. And so we're always looking. Yeah. Hit me up. You can find me on social media all over the place, LinkedIn, Facebook, all those places. And I'd love to talk to you about it. And if that's something that you're interested in, maybe we can be a fit.
Well, and then you've got to also, you don't need to hold the person's hand all the time. I know you just hand stuff off to me, and I like that because it gives me freedom, and I appreciate that you've let me. No,
I told you I trusted you. I said just go, and if I need to, I'll jump in, but I didn't need to, and that was it. And Donna is the consummate professional, so I knew I didn't need to.
I don't know about that sometimes, but there's a lot to learn. It's such a growing thing. So
it is.
Let's talk to the person who they've got this really, really good idea for a show, and they're just afraid to make that call. They're afraid, like all of us. I mean, I was like, Rob's going to think I'm stupid when I present this idea. So, and I've known you way before them. We knew each other through television anyway. But if you've got an idea, how important is it, and what would you need to do to get it back to get it on the road?
See, I think the biggest thing, and I tell people this when I speak to organizations and stuff about television, I think the biggest thing and the first thing with anything with TV is to write out an idea. It may sound great in your head, but then you write it down and you go, this is going to be problematic. I don't have the budget for this. I'd like to do, what I want to do, and I just don't, there's not a place locally. I would love to do a bowling show, because I'm a terrible bowler, but I think people would think it was funny to watch.
I would need to come to town, because I'm a horrible bowler too.
Yes.
I mean, be the laughing stock. You can be the clowns.
It would be terrible, but it would still be fun. So if you've got an idea and it fits within financial reason, because that's the biggest thing. And Donna will tell you this. There is. You've got production time and all kinds of things. Donna's got a great team helping her. And so I think if you've got it, write it down, email me. I would love to hear it.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Rob, 30 seconds left in this segment.
Yes.
Tell the folks before we go.
What do I want to do?
Why do you want to tell everybody?
Just that we love everybody that watches Donna's show, and we love Donna. And we just think the world of her, and we're thankful for her and her show. And, it's a blessing to get to be on here with her. I love this. It's one of the highlights of my month.
Well, I got to say, I love Kristen, because you guys are very supportive. And even the ideas, I thought, that might be a stupid idea. When I would present it to you, you let me talk it out. And I do appreciate that. Absolutely. Sometimes I walk away. It was a dumb idea. You don't have to tell me. I'm gone.
We are blessed with your friendship.
And I appreciate your honesty about everything, Rob. Again, you and Kristen, thank you so much for being a shining light out there, because God knows we need it now. Absolutely. Thank you, Rob, for being with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. We definitely appreciate that. Continue sending email. I love them. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.